Hello one and all, what is up? This is the second lesson in our Creative Paradiddles tutorial series. Today, we're going to learn how to apply paradiddles to our favorite songs. So for all of you out there who don't practice your paradiddles, this video is for you. Do check out our previous video on the basics of paradiddles and the 3 steps to turn it into an awesome groove. For the first step, we'll pick an 8th note groove. I've chosen this groove as an example, but feel free to use something different. Use the groove played on your favorite song. We're going to develop this groove with paradiddles, adding in flavor and intensity. You're going to have a lot of fun and you'll be practicing your paradiddles at the same time. But before we move on to the next step, we'd like to take this time to invite all of you to join us on our weekly drum lessons. If you've enjoyed our content, please hit subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell. Your support means a lot to us. Alright, now just to get everyone familiar with the 8th note groove that I've chosen, here's how it sounds. For the second step, we're at 16th note paradiddles. The right hand will now play single paradiddles on the hi-hat, while the left hand will play it on the snare drum. Keep in mind that the snare note on the 2nd and 4th beat are to be accented. The others are to be played as ghost notes. So here's how it sounds at 60 BPM and at 80 BPM. In the third step, we change up some of the sticking. Do note that each time we change up the sticking, it isn't just for fun. Of course, it is good to be familiar with different sticking patterns, but in this case, we do it because a certain sticking pattern feels more natural or just sounds better. We'll now make a slight change on the end of beats 2 and 4. The left hand ghost notes on the snare drum will now be replaced by a right hand on the hi-hat. This is how it sounds like at 60 BPM and at 80 BPM. For our final step, we're going to remove some notes to clean up the groove. Adding a bunch of paradiddles in the second step can make the groove sound messy and way too busy for a popular song. We can tidy it up by removing notes that are unnecessary or in the way. This will make our groove sound a lot smoother. I'll remove the hi-hat note on the of beat 1 and the end of beat 3. I'll also remove the ghosted snare note on the of beat 2. We now have our final product, a groove developed from paradiddles that we can apply to our favorite songs. Here's how mine sounds at 60 BPM and at 80 BPM. I've provided a couple of popular songs that you can apply this specific groove to. The titles of the songs and the names of the artists can be found in the description below, along with the associated BPMs. Be sure to practice with a metronome. Once your tempo is up to the same BPM, try out the songs. If you skip this step, you're going to have a really frustrating time trying to play along. So get your grooves fluent at the relevant BPMs before applying it to the songs. It'll be a lot more fulfilling, and I guarantee you'll have a lot more fun all while practicing your paradiddles. Now, I'll play the same groove again at 120 BPM. If I were to remove the hi-hat from beat 1, I would end up with a linear groove. Now, for those of you who have seen the first lesson in our Accents and Ghost Notes series, you realize that it's the exact same groove. I'll now demonstrate this groove, but if you wish to watch our previous lesson, please click on the link above. Alright, so get the 8th note grooves from your favorite songs and follow the steps in this video. Throw in the paradiddles, change up the stickings to taste, and smoothen out the final groove by removing unwanted notes. And as always, if you've got any questions or feedback, please leave it in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. Additionally, all drum notations are now available on our Patreon page. You can download it on your phone, iPad, or computer for easy referencing. We've also got in-depth PDF lessons and drumless tracks for download. Just follow the link in the description below. Thank you for taking the time to check out our drum lessons. Your support means a lot to us, and we hope that these videos have been helpful. Take care and stay safe.